Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to a little bit of a spontaneous stream. I don't know if you'd like to call it that, but it is a little bit. I planned it 2 hours ago, so it's been in the planning for 2 hours basically. Rather spontaneous, in all honesty. It's not a watch along today. That is happening tomorrow. However, I have so many I almost feel overwhelmed by how many Eurovision related songs there are out there at the moment, and I feel like I need to start picking them off one by one, and I always feel really bad that I have to plan it out and I have to announce it early on for all of you to be aware. I just hate my own system because I work full time and I'm incredibly knackered and exhausted at the end of the workday. I try and head to the gym as often as I can. I need to eat dinner, I need to sleep. I can't fit everything into my schedule while also planning it out, because if I feel like if I plan something, then I will just push myself into actually fulfilling that. Um, and I feel really awful if I have to cancel because I just feel too tired or feel down or anything. So I hope you're understanding with the situation that I'm in, really, of how this works. I'm gonna try and get the national finals out of the way and listen to all of the songs, review them, react to them. I figured because tonight I don't really have that much time. I saw the Irish national final only had 6 viewers, so or 6 viewers, 6 songs. So it's going to be pretty quick to go through them, which was the perfect fit. However, I am a little bit worried because Estonia is having their first semi-final on Saturday, and I really wanted to listen to those songs as well. I'm not going to have time for that tonight, I'm pretty sure. And of course, both tomorrow and Thursday we're doing a watch along, so I guess I really don't know when I will have time to listen to those. Maybe it will be a day stream on Saturday. That could be it. That could be the case, honestly. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Anyway, right now, happy to see so many people on Twitch joining me for this. Of course, all of these reaction review streams will have to be on Twitch because YouTube just automatically takes them down. The re-upload will appear on YouTube later on when I can manage to do that. Thank you for all of the follows now that are dropping in. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, Estilaul and MGP on the same night, indeed. But if I've understood it correctly, Estilaul starts at 18:15 and MGP starts at 19:50. So maybe Estilaul will be finished before MGP starts. I'm not sure how that works. Even more follows are dropping in now. Thank you, Lonely Bear 93. So yeah, I'm also gonna think up a better system of how to tag you all on Discord. Like the ones who want to see these ones, they should get a tag on Discord. It's just not set up entirely yet, and now I just really felt like I had to get the Irish songs out of the way, really. Performances will be finished at least. Results for Estilaul will be after a news break. Okay, so we'll see we'll see how we can. I think I'm gonna stream on Saturday and do like we did last week with Norway's Heat 1. Do we have a lot of new viewers? We have new followers. I'm not sure if there are new viewers, but yeah, if you are a new viewer, we're rewatching Eurovision 2010 this week. So tomorrow we're gonna rewatch semifinal 1. So if you want to join us for that, you're very welcome to do that. So many new followers. What's going on? Welcome, everyone. All right. We're gonna just get straight to it. There are 6 songs in the Irish national final this year. Let's say that last year it wasn't a very impressive national final altogether. I thought the songs overall were quite underwhelming. Even the big fan favorite that a lot of people hyped up, I found incredibly lackluster and stale. So I was maybe not among the general opinion there. And if I'm completely honest, the song that I had most fun with last year was Down in the Rain, because it just had it was something completely different, and it was actually done with the right direction. I think they knew what they were doing and they sold it. Okay, however, only way is up then, I guess. I'm gonna try and adjust this a little bit. I think that's better. Sorry for the I haven't shaved yet. I'll have to do that later as well. Fit that in my schedule. Aggie was good last year for me. I'm happy you liked it. I did not. Okay, over 100 people now for a watch-along stream for the Irish national final. Maybe that's a sign that it's a good selection. How many viewers did we have for the Norwegian songs? I'm not sure if we were over 100. Maybe we were. Anyway, we'll get straight to it. 6 songs. We're going to listen to all of them, all in a row. I'm going to listen to it, just drop additional comments here and there, and then at the end of the song, I will give a little bit of a more detailed review, and hopefully the system will work out just fine. And if you completely disagree with me, you're free to let me know. Just keep a civil tone. Okay. Song number 1 is called Go Toban. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Go Toban by Ailsa. Sorry. This is the only, well, it's not a music video, but it's a lyric video. This is really the only kind of visual video we will have. I'm going to try not looking at it too much because I want to just judge the audio of it. Hopefully the volume will be decent. If not, let me know if I should boost it or lower it. Okay. Don't turn your headphones too loud. Thank you. I will keep that in mind, and I just lower them a little bit more then. Go Toban by Ailsha, song number 1. Let's see what it is. It's been very loud so far. And just quite a unique sound design. It's reliant on a lot of crushing sound effects. Alright. Really cool instrumental approach for the chorus. I'm fond of the guitar work here. Fun with a different language as well, of course. The verses definitely have the sound design that is just incredibly explosive and almost over the top, which I struggle a little bit with really getting into. I think there's a lot of these like just crushing sounds, especially in the synth verse. The chorus absolutely has something going for it. It's almost crashing, but it's still, you know, a bit distinct. Feels like there's like a traditional kind of Irish sound to it here at the very middle as well. It's overbearing for me now. There's too much going on in it. I don't feel any dynamics really. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of this really. It's just overly loud to me now. All of the frequencies really clashing. There's a little bit of strong guitar work in here. Offset. Unique switch up. This needs some kind of performance to really match the ambition here because I have no idea what to make of it. It's all a cluster of noise to me at the moment. Alright, that was song number 1 and I've never heard anything like it, honestly. I'm sorry if it was too loud for you and I was too quiet. I'll try and adjust the volumes so that it's better. More balanced for you, but for me it's not really easy to kind of adjust the volumes, I guess, because that was just all out loudness. It doesn't really have any kind of careful approach to it. It's supposed to be chaos, and that is exactly what it is. I can't really distinguish a single melody within the song, which is an issue for me. It's not going to be an issue for everyone. And I mean, I gotta just admire the effort, I guess, to do something completely different. Ireland are, of course, in a little bit of a slump in terms of Eurovision, and maybe just throwing everything you've had out the window and starting over with something that is definitely gonna grab attention is the right way to go. However, for me, it's not a song that I will most likely ever return to. It's a little bit, I mean, it does remind me of baby metal. Maybe I'm the only one in that regard, but it's kind of lacking in terms of melody, I would say. It's all out intensity in terms of instrumental. The guitar work is actually quite strong. I do like the choruses, especially the first one where it actually felt like you had a clear vision of what it wanted to present there. But as the song progressed, it felt like they were adding in more and more instruments instead of really balancing out the instruments that they have. And I think that is a little bit of an issue for me. I think when you see it, you're not really going to be thinking about it, because then the whole experience of it is going to be so overwhelming and hopefully enjoyable as well. And then it won't really matter. But as a studio cut, I will never really go back to it and listen to it, because it's all over the place. It's chaotic. It's loud. And there's really no attention to detail within the mix, I'd say. If you just pull up the wave spectrum of the audio of this track, I can imagine it just looking like a big block. There's no dynamic in it anywhere. And that isn't working for me. But if it's working for you, then all the more power to you. But I honestly got quite exhausted listening to it, and it's too much to take in for me, and I feel like the melodies aren't really distinguished in here, so I can't really enjoy it from that regard. It's all what we look for in music, and I'm not looking for this. Simple as that. Very unique though, and very, very interesting to have it in a selection. We'll see how it goes for Ailsha here with her Go Toban. But yeah, that was song number 1 from Ireland. We're gonna move on to song number 2, which, as I said, all of the other ones have artworks to them. This was the only lyric video that we just watched, and the lyric video almost gave me like, I was just so it was a lot to take in. It was just the flashing of the video. Next up, we only have the artwork. We have the parental advisory, explicit content on it, so be wary of that, I guess. You'll need to turn down the volume of the music. Will do. I think minus 20 decibels should be fine, surely. Okay, yeah, next song is I do not know the artist of this one because it just says Doomsday Blue. It's Bambi Thug. So Bambi Thug with Doomsday Blue, song number 2. And yeah, let's see what it sounds like. Instantly more dynamic than the first. It's quite a clear divide in the instrumental here. Interesting how it comes in on the backbeat here for the rhythm to be established. This whispery kind of vocal, I'm not sure what to make of it so far. Another song that is very intriguing in its style. Interesting section. This kind of guitar that's really being chopped off in its audio delivery. There's a very short release on all of the actual notes on it, which is unique. There's like this voice that keeps mumbling in the background. Difficult to know what it really is about. I'm struggling with really taking in what it's all about, but I guess we'll get there at some point. Vocal layering there, creatively put together, throwing in the screaming. It's an effective build. It's very unstructured, but back to this section. The dynamics is actually quite cool. I think it's very contrasting to each other in the segments. Piano has a soft sound to it. There's a good sound design on the percussion. I like it. This segment is quite pleasant. Let's see where we're leading into it. Descending, really falling deep into the gutter here melodically. You can hear the chord interval just going deeper and deeper. It's all about the sound design, really. Throwing in the phaser, kind of tremolo. It's an intense rhythm for sure. We'll see if this leads into a more extreme kind of explosion of sound. Absolutely. Okay. Vocal feels a bit with this recurring kind of wave going back in and forth. That was that as well. I have no idea what to really make of this selection. It's proper chaos again. The song has a very strong contrast between the segments, which I think is quite palpable and enjoyable because of it. it's just what you really make of each segment on its own. I think the softer parts have quite a strong sound design, and really the dynamics show very nicely. It's interesting how they kind of play around with the compression. I think mainly on the guitar, how it really they cut off all of the notes really, like by just removing all of the release on them. It's all about the attack in the song, and it's not really like letting anything be maintained within the soundstage of the song. Everything is straight to the point, and really goes all for the loudness again, I guess. But this one has more of a dynamic than the song we previously listened to, and I think that is quite pleasant and intriguing for me. Vocally, I'm not sure what really was going on in the song, to be honest, because it's a lot to take in just structure-wise. Can you raise both music and your voice volumes? I unfortunately can't. You have to increase it on yours. But it's a lot for me to take in, and I think mainly it's all about the loudness, and that really isn't really working for me. I think I'm just simply not the audience of it. But this one I figured was more intriguing than the previous song. But to me, it feels like both are kind of experiments into being as out there and extreme as possible, without really utilizing too much finesse. I think this one has more of a detail being put into it. I think it's well structured because of its unique approach to it. Some of the build-ups are very effective, because they kind of filter out drums quite nicely. The percussion has a good sound design to it. It's strong in terms of delivery, and I can absolutely grab the intensity of it. I think that's really all about it. I'm not sure what to make of it other than that. To me, I don't really enjoy songs being loud for the sake of being loud, and chaotic for the sake of being chaotic. But that is maybe just me. I will continue through this selection, and I'm gonna head to the song Love Me Like I Do by Erica Cody, which is song number 3. Of course, this isn't the official running order, to anyone who's wondering about that, because the official running order is not set. So these are just in alphabetical order, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, let's see. Song number 3 will, as I said, be Love Me Like I Do by Erica Cody. And yeah, another artwork video for this one. So let's see what this one's all about. It's a slick production, very much so. Synth bass works effectively, percussive is very dynamic, straight to the point. It's a strong vocal, this one. Great flow. That's a strong movement into this segment. Feels very polished. Solid drum fills. Of course, there's a nice elevation in the melody. Nice input from the synth there. That kind of fuck is very reverb, but it adds another layer. Comes a little bit of a call response technique in terms of melody. B-section of chorus, more energy in the, like more rhythmic intensity in the melody. Filtering out the drive really. The flow of the song is perfect, truly. It keeps building, it keeps being engaging. Feels very polished, this one. Strong pop song all around. With a very strong 80s inspiration, of course, with the synthwave style of both production, design, arrangement. Again, solid drum fills leading into the chorus. The chorus is very pleasant melodically. And I think the vocals are very strong. I'm intrigued to know what's gonna happen here in the breakdown. B-section is strong as well. It's gonna be memorable, melodically. I hope they're not overdoing this little synth response line they're using. It could grow tiresome. Going for a half-step beat. That's actually quite effective. It's not a breakdown, it's just a variation in rhythm, while still being more, I get closer. Obligatory key change. This is very enjoyable to me. This kind of elevated tone in the vocal really works for me. And the energy is so maintained consistently. That's nice, they didn't use the synth line for the final part. That's actually quite a clever idea because it could get overbearing. This one is very competent, truly. I think it's definitely the most professional sounding song so far. It has a superb production, truly. The sound design of it all really works. I think the inspiration they've taken from I guess mainly 80s synthwave kind of music is very tangible, but also very effective in this. The vocals sound convincing. It's a very strong vocal performance in terms of studio cut. I hope it can be matched in a live performance. I'm really impressed with the energy of it, and I think the overall flow is really what knocks it out of the park, because this one never really has a moment where it takes you back and kind of drops the song on you. It feels like the energy is maintained throughout, and there's a very easy way to just go along with it. It's a foot tapper, it's a sing-along friendly chorus to it, it's an interesting sound arrangement, like the instrumentation of it really works for me. It's nothing groundbreaking, I mean melodically or so, but I would say that it's very competent, and it's a very strong pop song that has both flirting with older music while having a very modern touch to the production. So yeah, I think this one is very, very strong. I think this one knocks everything from the selection they had last year out of the park by quite a distance. But yeah, I guess, it's like you said, Connor, in the chat, it's not going to be the most boldest of choices if they go for it, because they have two other songs we just heard which are definitely more bold. But I think this one would be a pretty safe bet if it's performed well live. I would struggle to see myself, or to see this miss out on a final appearance if it sounds good live and if they have a performance to match it. Yeah, enjoyable for me, very much so. I hope the audio is a little bit better now that it's more matched. I haven't seen any comments about me being too quiet or the music being too loud. I saw a comment that both of us are too loud, but I can't change that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it's still a bit too loud, the music, that is. Okay, I'll change that. Alright. It's fine, okay. Okay, much better now. Sick. Let's see, we're gonna move on. Song number 4 will be this one. This is not a very ambitious, what do you say, like layout of the video, but it's very straight to the point. This is Isabella Kearney, Let Me Be the Fire, and we have, I guess, Isabella here on the right. Maybe that's the artwork of the song, I do not know. However, it will be song number 4, and yeah, let's listen to it. Halfway through already.
Isabella Kearney singing Let Me Be the Fire. Here we go.
Only 2 minutes though. Audio quality of this is a bit subpar. Rest of the song are radio rips, so mind the quality. Okay, good to know. If you remove the poor audio quality, it actually sounds quite promising so far. It sounds like the production actually has a polish to it, but it's difficult to tell with this kind of audio ripping. Simple, straight to the point so far. Nice how the beat comes in here. I like the vocal layering as well. It's effective. The piano is a nice layer to it as well. Now, I could be a bit of a pessimist with these kind of instrumental approaches for the choruses, but I think it works here because there's a nice flow between the vocal and the backing track. It's two contrasting rhythms that work in tandem. This segment feels a bit uninspired. I do not like the repetition of the la-la-las. Maintaining the energy slightly here with the claps. Piano work is neat, honestly. Nothing groundbreaking, but it's very neat. And I like this vocal layering. It's strong. It works well with that piano as well. Simple flow to it. With a proper performance, this could work really nicely. Could look stunning. It has a very slick feel to the sound or to the arrangement, so I think if that's really matched with the performance, it will look really great. What happened there? Was that everything we got? They cut it off after 2 minutes. That is unfortunate, but from what I heard there, we didn't really get the final part of the song. However, what I heard was very promising. It's very simple, straight to the point. It's there to just be a strong pop song, and I think the production really has something going for it. I think the sound seems polished. I think the vocals actually sound very promising, and I love the vocal layering in it, truly. And the piano works very effectively as well, and it leads. It could really not work when it leads into this bass or bass. Do you say bass-based? A chorus that is based off of the synth bass being the core melody within the backing track, combining that with this more piano-based verses and build-up could absolutely be a clash, but I think it works here. There's a nice little movement between the segments there, so I'm fond of it. We'll see what it's gonna sound like and look like live, but quite solid all in all. We'll move on to song number 5, and this one is only 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and Connor said in the chat this next one gets cut off as well. So good to know. Very unfortunate that it is like this. Why couldn't they just release all of the songs? I don't get it. Releasing 2 minutes of 3 of the song or 2 of the songs and then releasing the other ones in full, it's just not fair. You should check ESC iStick channel. Other full versions there. Let me take a look. Eurosong 2024 Ireland. Oh yeah, let's search Judas. Okay, can't find it. iStick, you said? 2 minutes and 21 seconds this one as well. What's the difference on them? I don't get it, but sure, I can play this video. But I don't see what the difference is. They're the same length. But sure, we'll watch this one. Song 03 J Yellow L. Wow, that's a difficult artist name to pronounce. With the song Judas. Let's see what it sounds like. Another audio rip from radio.
Look. Time is better spent or not wasted. I have to stop focusing on them and what they did. The picture gets bigger and the lens is what changes. Yeah, that's
when it's a minimalistic approach so far. Got some vocal pitching in the background.
You're on different pages. You can't hear your calling because you're disengaged with purpose at that motive, this occasion. At most crystal basement when they want to link you.
I might not look like it, but I do enjoy a bit of rap every once in a while. Especially when it kind of comes across with a personal touch to it. But I think it needs more of an engaging rhythm in the backing track for this to really connect with me. The variation now keeps going.
Working through the weekends, that's Saturday and Sunday. Hoping we can see M's and accolades someday. Hoping we can see M's and accolades Sunday. Be as consistent as all of my mom's prayers. We will see M's and accolades someday. And keep that smile on my mom's face, God's grace.
A vocal driven chorus. The instrumental is very lackluster so far. It needs Needs variation, needs expansion. Obviously the audio quality isn't that strong, but it needs a proper rework in the instrumental, I would say. I mean, the flow is alright, but the percussion is identical throughout. This drum loop just doesn't offer anything new. It's fine with these kind of breakups like this in the instrumental to kind of add some character to it and add a little bit of extra detail to those small segments. But overall, as the song kind of progresses, it's too underwhelming. It doesn't have the shifts and the contrasts of having louder parts and quieter parts. It feels like one note all the way throughout. It's rather monotonous. And the chorus isn't really that memorable either vocally. Yeah, and I guess that was it. Yeah. Judas here, I'm really not sure what to make of it, honestly. I think that it's too underwhelming and it doesn't really go anywhere, unfortunately. It has a nice setting to it, but I just don't really connect with the overall delivery of it. I think the impact isn't there. It stays too smooth and too soft throughout. Well, I mean, obviously the final 30 seconds maybe did something different, but then even if it did, it would be too late, because I think a lot of people will have checked out by that point. And even if I do enjoy a bit of rapping and really how his flow goes about it, the instrumental does not back him up in any shape or form of the imagination, really. So yeah, I'm not sure what to make of that, really. I did not really enjoy it, honestly. It was just kind of stayed too subtle throughout the whole thing, and that is a bit of the issue, I guess. We're going to move on to the final song, which is called Love Like Us by Next in Line. I'll stay on this ESC iStick channel because I see that this one it's a 3-minute song, like the video is at least 3 minutes, so hopefully it's not going to get cut off, but we'll see. Next in Line, Love Like Us, and this is the final song for the Irish National Final. Let's see what it sounds like. This is very loud. I'll pump that down. It's almost cutting in this clip. Vocal is nice central here. This piano needs a little bit more depth to it. It sounds very MIDI at the moment. Solid flow into this segment. It's very difficult to really identify the instrumentation here because of the audio quality, unfortunately. Layering is rather effective with the instrumental on the backing and the backing vocals. Feels like there's a little bit of a lack of harmonies though in the back. It's like everyone's playing the same melody, and then it kind of becomes a cluster of uneventfulness. A new vocalist? The vocals are strong. I like his voice, truly. Absolutely, this could work if the intensity is actually there in the official studio cut as well, and you can really hear the dynamics between verse and chorus, but at the moment it feels like everything's kind of blending into one, and the melody, even though it has something to it that it could be catchy, I feel like there's an over-reliance on singing the same melody for everyone. The harmonies don't work in varied ways to combine into something strong. It's a little bit of a mini anthem, I guess. It sounds anthemic. Backing vocals are decent here. Yeah, the structure is very, very much something we've heard many times before. This little intimate breakdown leads into the same chorus again. Not really a lot of variation here, but there is something in the instrumental, really, in the instrumentation, I guess. It's very difficult to identify what kind of instrument it is with this audio quality. Nice input from the lead vocal to vary here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like that was. It was fine. There was nothing really wrong with it. It's just that the song is something that is kind of a little bit expected, I guess. And even though it's a bit anthemic in terms of its sound, I feel like it could just fall flat because of the lack of really a melodic imprint on it. I think you really need to balance the lead vocal up with a variation in the backing track or in the backing vocals. Something needs to happen there. It can't just be. It sounds, I wouldn't say monotonous, but it sounds too expected and predictable and not playful enough. There's really no playfulness within this entire song, and that could absolutely just speak against it. Even though that it's competent and you know, neat and whatnot, it could be considered pleasant as well. I would just say that there's really nothing for me to latch onto in here. It all kind of just falls flat. And the audio quality obviously doesn't help, but I don't think it's going to be resolved when I hear it in a polished studio cut. It's a little bit difficult to tell in this selection, but I would not really consider myself rooting for this one, because I think that this type of music has potential to be done in a more interesting manner, even though it's normally not. But you need something to make it stand out and have an identity within the genre. But you know, in a playlist among other kind of songs like this for someone who really enjoys this kind of music, it's completely fine. It's going to work. But maybe for Eurovision, it kind of feels like they would do the same thing they did last year again. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe they are impeccable live and they have the staging of a lifetime. Who knows? Anyway, I will now make sure that I check the recap for this selection here, because I feel like I need to take all of these songs in again. In all honesty, I'd like to listen to all of them in full again and really just kind of try and make up something about them. But I really struggled with the first two, and I just don't know what to think of them, because they were all over the place. Mainly the first one. I'm going to take a look here at, of course, yeah, you heard it. I know you heard it. Misia Eurovisia's recap of the Irish selection, and just really like get a little bit of an input from all of these songs again, and really see what I made of them. So let's take a look at this. We'll start with Gotoban. The guitar is a little bit distinct there, but what I feel is like the overall instrumental is just clustered into one. And especially in that part when melodies kind of collide. This one has more of a purpose to it, but it's wobbles of noise, really. And this is just polished pop. Definitely the most enjoyable song of the selection for me. I like the flow of this as well. Strong melody to it. Very pleasant song. I can listen to that at any time. Unfortunately, Judas never really moved into a secondary part, really. Felt too safe in its own place. Even though it might be personal in terms of delivery, I'm not sure. That's anthemic, and it could absolutely work within its genre, but I was a little bit disappointed by the lack of variety in it. Alright. Yeah, it's all going to come down to what you think that Ireland should send. I mean, I can see a lot of people already in the chat saying that Ireland needs to take a risk, and if you think that, then yeah, of course they should pick one of the first two. And I'm a terrible judge of what will do well in Eurovision, but maybe one of them will do well. I don't know. It's just that for me, I will never seek out to listen to them, truly. And I will absolutely seek out to listen to Love Me Like I Do, because I think that sounded great, honestly. Can we vote? We'll do a voting at some point later. We need to hear them live. Exactly, Elendil. Good point. And I think that's what we need to do before we do a voting as well. We're gonna vote when we've seen them live. And if I'm not mistaken, let's actually take a look at this, because now we're done listening to them, and I've told you what I think. And if you don't agree with me, then that's completely fine. It doesn't really matter what I think. All it matters is what you think of them. So the Irish national final will take place on the 26th at 22:35. That's so late. 26th. That would be on a Friday. So I guess we're watching the show together on Friday night of the 26th. So yeah, and then we'll do the voting during that night, because it's the only national final that's taking place that night. So I guess that's what we're doing on the 26th of January. You're free to join me for that. Of course, on we're getting more songs this week. On Thursday, we're getting all of the songs from Portugal, and on Friday, we're getting all of the songs from Germany. And I'm already way behind on listening to the songs. So yeah, Aiko really reminds us that it's better to vote on live performances rather than studio version. Yeah, good point. Germany only has 6 songs. Okay. Oh yeah, and Finland are releasing their songs one at a time this week as well, so we'll have all of them very soon as well. And of course, I gotta prioritize Estonia, because their semi-final is on Saturday, and I need to be familiar with the songs before I watch that. Can you listen to Kaboom and Look Telk, them two qualified to the final of Eurovia.lt? I think I'll listen to all of the finalists from Lithuania when they are selected. I can't keep up with all of the semi-finals and heats and whatnot in Lithuania as well. I feel like at the moment I'm just overwhelmed by so many selections and so many songs that I need to pick out the ones that I really will care about. And maybe if I don't have time for Estonia, then I guess I'll just have to listen to the songs that make the final. But I'd like to check Estonia out, because I know that Estonia is usually, not to discredit Lithuania or anything, but Estonia usually have a very strong selection, in my opinion. And then Slovenia's song will be released on Saturday as well. And then Denmark's song will be released next week. Serbia's will. I'll be booked up completely. Okay. Thank you for joining me anyway for tonight. Hope you've enjoyed listening to the Irish songs with me. It was a very unexpected listen for me, because if we compare it to last year, I could never in my wildest imagination think that it was this that I was going to listen to tonight. But hey ho, it was. Maybe the last 2 songs I kind of predicted something like that to listen to today. But the others, not really. We'll see what's going to end up going for Ireland this year in Eurovision. But even whoever you are, I hope your favorite wins. I'll say it like that. Alright, I think that's been everything for tonight. I will see you all tomorrow night, hopefully freshly shaved and more energized and more awake, because right now I'm feeling a bit knackered. So see you tomorrow night to watch the 2010 semi-final watch along on Twitch. You can find me on Twitch every time. So yeah, thank you for joining me today, and hope you're all staying awesome. Bye bye everyone.
This was the last goodbye
with salamander light. Fill up those heaving skies with